Hi everyone, I hope you all are doing great. It's a windy, cold day outside, so I thought I would just stay in and kind of catch up on what's going on. I know back when I was up in the mountains in New Mexico, I had told you my plans for the next 6 months or so, how I was going to go to St. Louis, and from St. Louis back to New Mexico, from New Mexico over into Arizona, and all that. Well, forget it all. That last part isn't going to happen. I am in New Mexico, of course, but plans have changed. So what happened was I took a trip about this time last year, and when I came back in January, I decided to sell my house, which I did, and I also decided after the trip that the van was fantastic and everything, but I wanted something more like a home for me, something not necessarily bigger, but something I could stand up in. So what I did was I fell in love with these little 13-foot Scamp travel trailers. So I ordered one. You know, the little fiberglass egg things. So like I said, I ordered one, and they told me because of the backlog and everything that it would be done ready in January of 2024, and 2 years. And I said, fine, that works out just fine. I have the van. I'll just go ahead, sell the house, and travel around in the van. And that's what I was doing. And then when I was up in the mountains, just before I made that video on my plans, I got a email from them saying that they could get my trailer to me in June, July of next year. So in 2023, if I wanted it. And I said, yeah, that'll work just fine. I can go to Arizona and then just work my way up to Bacchus, Minnesota to pick up the trailer in the summer. And then I made the video about what my plans were up to that point. I didn't actually tell you about the trailer at the time because things were still kind of up in the air. Then as I was headed back to St. Louis, just before I got to St. Louis, I got another email from Scamp, and they told me they can start making it now and have it to me in December if I want. And that I would save $2,000 because I was getting a 2023 version of it instead of the 2024. Most of the standard option things just changed, but probably comes out the same anyway. But I said, okay, let's do it, So they are, at this moment, making my Scamp trailer. The problem is I have to go get it at the end of December, beginning of January sometime. The thing is, one of the deals with it was it's in Bacchus, Minnesota, and I am not going up to Bacchus, Minnesota. There's a lot of reasons I'm not going up there, besides the fact it's freezing cold in the snow and all that in January. One of the main reasons is, well, first of all, I'm having it delivered. I'm having it delivered to St. Louis. So there goes the $2,000 I saved. But one of the main reasons I'm doing that is because I have to have a hitch and wiring put on this van. And when I went to check into it, which makes sense, for them to do the wiring, I'm going to have to tear out the whole back part of this van. And it comes down to, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that with me and the cats living in it right now. I mean, I'd have to take all the stuff out. I stress just thinking about it, especially with the cats, just taking everything out, tearing it all apart. And so I said, deliver it to St. Louis, hopefully my niece's house or a friend of mine. Deliver it there. I will put everything in the van, into the trailer, and then I will take the van up and have the hitch and everything put on. So that's what I'm going to do. So that means I'm not going to Arizona. I am here in New Mexico because it's the cheapest place for me to live until then. And to give you an example of how cheap it is, when when I decided this whole thing in January, one of the things I had decided was I was going to get the annual pass every year and just basically live in New Mexico. Travel a little bit here and there, but just basically live in New Mexico because it's the cheapest place for me to live. With the pass, I can live for nothing. I can stay in any state park and it doesn't cost me anything except if I want electric. And I am now plugged into electric because it's really cold here. And I'm not doing this to be miserable. So here 2 weeks ago I started plugging into the electric. I got a little ceramic heater and all that. What I have to do is I'm going to have to head back to St. Louis again and get my trailer. So I'm just sort of staying in the southeastern part, in the eastern part of New Mexico, so I can hightail it back when it's time. Probably I'm thinking after Thanksgiving, I don't know, the middle of December, no, more like the middle of December. There's no reason to go back sooner because I'll just either be freezing or have to pay a fortune to stay in a state park to get electricity. And I mean, I might run into some really nice weather and it won't be an issue, but it's getting down in the 20s here for the next week. I don't know what's going to happen after that, but this is just the cheapest place for me to be right now. And so I wanted you guys to know about this. I was just okay with the trailer this whole time. I want it. I've wanted it. It's just perfect for me. It's absolutely perfect, and I can stand up. I didn't want anything bigger because I don't want to live in my trailer. Like I've met so many people since I've been on the road, and they all basically never leave their van or trailer or whatever they have. They just live in there, and they don't come out maybe once a day. I like being outside if the weather's nice. I'm afraid if I get anything bigger than the 13-foot, I'll just end up staying in there, and I don't want to do that. I like being outside. Right now, with it being cold, I've been walking like 5 or 6 times a day. Probably close to 3 miles. I just go out, walk for a while, come back in, go out, walk for a while, come in. Because I'm getting really antsy in the van because I'm stuck whole days when there's windstorms in the van and there's nowhere for me to move. I'm usually just sitting right here on my bed doing, cooking or reading or whatever. And so other than those times I get up and walk around, I'm just sitting here doing stuff. I'm missing my gardening too, but that's another story. So the trailer, my little scamp 13-foot, is starting to look really good now. I mean, I'm starting to get almost giddy with it because I'm going to be in this van for the next week because the temperatures are going to be down like in the 20s at night, 40s during the day. And whenever there's wind, which is quite frequently, it just gets really cold. So now in the last couple of weeks, I'm like, I cannot wait to get in that little trailer. It's going to be so nice. I will be able to move around and stand up and, it won't feel so, I mean, it's cozy in here and I haven't really been going crazy, but I just want to move around sometimes. And to do that, I have to, I can't, not in here. So I'm really excited. I'm really getting excited about it. Like I said, I was stressing over tearing the van apart back there and then having to put it back together again with the cats and me living in it. I just didn't want to do it. So we are going to have that van, trailer delivered to St. Louis, and I can just put everything in there, get the trailer hitch on and stuff like that, and then just take off and come back here again probably. So that's about it. I just wanted to let you guys know what's going on. And hopefully this will all go real smooth and everything, and we'll be back in New Mexico. And I don't know if they think I'll make it to Arizona this year. I don't know, because it's going to probably be middle of January. And I have issues with gas, and the cost of a lot of driving has really been a big issue here. So I don't think I'll go to Arizona. This is the second year I've tried to get there and I haven't been able to. Not for the winter. I still want to. I want to, since I'm having the scamp delivered, I still want to go up to Minnesota and see the plant and, fix anything that I find out needs fixed. And then, because I want to visit my friend in Wisconsin, it'll be a nice little, in the spring, I'm thinking, I want to go over to Sedona, Arizona, and then kind of work my way up to Minnesota and then to Wisconsin, and come back down somewhere in April or May and do a little loop. In fact, every year I think when I travel, I'll probably do it in the spring, in the fall. It would probably be the best time, and just otherwise just stay put here in New Mexico where I can afford to live comfortably, you know. And I think that that's going to work best for me. I really like it here, and whether it's the mountains or the desert, high desert, I just love it here. So I think this will work out for now. You never know, I might change my mind. Anyway, I just wanted to let you guys know what's going on, and y'all take care, and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.